it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have the future of plastic pollution management, the celebration of the World Environment Day in Dakhil. Djibouti and Ethiopia strengthen their partnership in the IGAD region. For the international scene, a new 72-hour ceasefire in Sudan. Welcome to our newsroom. Within the framework of strengthening relations between Djibouti and Qatar, an important bilateral and multi-forum meeting took place this morning at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. The meeting was chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and attended by members of the government, the President of the Port and Free Zone Authority, Abu Bakr Omar Haddi, the General Director of ANP, the General Director of ODEG, and senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On the Qatari side, the delegation included the Qatari ambassador to Djibouti, as well as various Qatari ministries and investor representatives. The two parties discussed bilateral relations in the field of technology, renewable energy, transport, trade, and tourism, as well as the excellent economic integrations of the two countries. They expressed their willingness to expand and consolidate bilateral relations in all fields. There is a clear desire on the part of both countries to breathe new life into the relations of exchange and solidarity between the two countries and the two brotherly peoples. The very first edition of the Dakhil Forum, a first of its kind event in the Republic of Djibouti, closed yesterday under the patronage of the Ministry of Interior, Said Nuh Hassan, in the presence of the Prefect of the Dakhil region, Hassan Abdi Roble, accompanied by the Prefect of Ali Sabih region, Mr. Abdul Malik Muhammad Benoita, and Arta, Mr. Hassan Dabali Ahmed, as well as the UNDP representative in Djibouti, Ms. Emma Ano, and the Managing Directors of the Center for Technology and Innovations for Development, Samatar Abdi Osman. The first of its kind forum took place in the City of Unity on the theme of social cohesion and community resilience, organized by the CTID in the partnership with the Ministry of Interior and with the support of UNDP. The three-day forum brought together senior officials from sectoral ministries, civil society from 5 interior regions, academic entrepreneurs, traditional chief, women leaders, young people, and development partners, with the aim of co-creating solutions and thematic recommendations for consolidating social cohesion and community resilience in the Republic of Djibouti. The closing ceremony of the Dakhil Forum ended with a performance by the winners of the sketch and Islam competitions of the theme of social cohesion and community resilience before an audience of guests present at the ceremony. For his part, the Minister of Interior, Said Nuh Hassan, said that this meeting is focused on Djibouti's development challenges. Dakhil's forum's ambition is to promote the cross-fertilizations of knowledge and the sharing of know-how, the best practices in a participatory approach in search of a solution to demographic, technological, and climatic challenges, and to the consolidation of peace and security for inclusion and sustainable development in Djibouti. A highly symbolic day, the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, in partnership with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, organized this morning, Sunday, June 18, in 2023, in Dakhil, the City of Unity, the World Environment Day. This year's World Environment Day commemorative ceremony was held in Sheikh Aito under the theme of managing plastic pollution and promoting recycling. The aim of this highly symbolic day for the Ministry of Environment was twofold. Firstly, to showcase the Ministry's actions on the ground to help the population adapt to climate change, and secondly, to raise awareness of plastic pollution as part of the preparatory activities for the commemorative ceremony of this day, the Ministry of Environment organized a series of activities in Djibouti City aimed at youth associations and executives from various sectors, including several awareness-raising workshops on the invasions of aquatic species, the importance of collective actions to reduce plastic pollution, and a flagship event on the circular economy for recycling plastic waste as part of the promoting of the blue economy. The day's programs included a traditional Afar Somali folk dance performed by two groups, followed by the distribution of agricultural equipment and the planting of trees by officials before stopping to admire the fruit display prepared by the various agricultural cooperatives. As usual, the event began with the recitations of the Quranic verse by the Sheikh of Sheikh Hayato, followed by traditional speeches of the World Environment to mark the World Environment Day. In conclusion, the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Hilm, said that act now to adopt responsible behavior to better reduce plastic pollution, which is and remains harmful to the environment. We have to admit that the environment has always been everyone's business. Never has a subject been so central to the concern of political decision makers, and the challenges posed by the environment are undoubtedly crucial to the future of our planet. The ministry in charge of the environment, which is working hard to meet the challenges of countering the negative impact of human activity, and thus that halt the degradations of the environment, is inviting the Djiboutian population to assume greater responsibility. As part of the strategy to digitize, share, and protect the cross-border health data in our regions, the IGAD Health Data Digitization Program team organized a cross-border collaboration meeting this morning at Tikhil's hotel to strengthen disease surveillance. This project benefits from financial support from the German Agency for Development and International Cooperation, JAIZ, and the meeting was opened by the Deputy Prefect of Tikhil, Yusuf Ali Iye, and the Chief Medical Officers of the Tikhil regions, Jama' Musa Wa'ais and Mr. Idris Dersa, experts in charge of the Health Management Information System at the Ethiopian Ministry of Health. It was an opportunity for the officials to recall the context and interests of cross-border collaboration between the Republic of Djibouti and Ethiopia. This is the purpose of the forthcoming setting up of a cross-border health coordination committee in the subject of the technical meeting organized by teams from the IGAD region's health data digitization project, which opened this Wednesday, June 14, 2023, in the sub-prefectures of Yoboki on the borders of the Dakhil region. As such, the cross-border committee will have a guidance and advisory role to enlighten actors and stakeholders on the scope of progress of joint health activity in cross-border areas. In his speech, Dr. Hussein Yusuf Darar, project coordinator, emphasized the need for cross-border collaboration to improve health surveillance between the two countries. The cross-border committee will have a guiding and advisory role, informing players and stakeholders on the scope and progress of joint health care activity in cross-border areas. More generally, the cross-border committee will monitor the sharing of healthcare data in a simple, secure, and transparent way while respecting human rights and the code of medical ethics. They will also discuss the progress of public health collaboration projects between neighboring countries and with IGAD, the regional political and technical organizations, and other institutions such as World Health Organization and UNICEF. The Ministry of Women and Family organized the first meeting of the steering committee of the support project for the empowerment of women and the protection of the Rights of Women and Girls called FEMFI this Sunday, June 18, 2023, at the Institute of Diplomatic Studies. This project, which aims to improve the living conditions of women and girls, was attended by the Minister of Women and Family, Ms. Muna Osman Aden, and the head of the missions of the European Union delegation, Shledi Simona, representative of the various United Nations systems such as UNDP, UNICEF, UNFPA, and their capacity as such executing agencies of the FEMFI project. The director of the exterior financial the Ministry of Finance and UNFT, members of the steering committees, fruitful exchanges and discussions followed the various representatives, and the session closed with more effective commitment from the various partners present. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, praised the commendable efforts made by those involved despite the difficulties encountered. The heads of the various project components then took turns to present the project, highlighting its main achievement, indicator by the difficulties encountered and measures taken. The Minister of Muslim Affairs takes part in the International Parliamentary Conference on Interreligious Dialogue in Morocco. The Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, Momin Hassan Barri, attended the International Parliamentary Conference on Interreligious Dialogue, an event organized by the Inter-Parliamentary Union and the Moroccan Parliament in collaboration with the organization's Religions for Peace and with the support of the United Nations Alliance of Civilization and the League of Muhammadiyya of Ulema. The conference held under the patronage of the Her Majesty King Mohammed VI focused on the theme of interreligious dialogue, working together for a common future. It sees the participations of parliamentarian and religious leaders engaging in constructive dialogue to discuss best practices for resolving their major challenges to harmonious coexistence between different peoples and culture. During the conference, Minister Momin Hassan Barri had discussions with the President of the House of the Representatives, Mr. Rashid Tabi Al-Alami, our ambassador in Rabat, Mohammed Hersid, who also attended the meeting. They spoke the excellent relations between the Republic of Djibouti and the kingdoms of Morocco. He then discussed the spreading of values of tolerance and openness. On the last day of the German African Energy Forum in Hamburg, Germany, the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, His Excellency Yunus Ali Geldi, held fruitful bilateral talks with the senior executive from the Egyptian company Elsewedy Electric and the Germany Group Energy, CMS Energy, with the senior executives of the Elsewedy Electric. The talks focused on the impetus and development of the energy project in Djibouti, the provision of technical assistance to Djiboutian engineers, the installations of the solar mini power stations in 2 villages far from the national grid, and the installations of more than 170 solar pumps in wells in rural areas. Discussions with Siemens energy executives focused more on the project to extend the Gubet wind farm to reach an installed capacity of over 100 megawatt, and the completion of the second Djibouti-Ethiopia electricity interconnections line project. Djibouti's ambassador to Germany, Yassine Hussein Douale, the Minister Technical Advisor Mahdi Waberi Hassan, and the Director of Energy Guled Muhammad Jama took part at this event. The weekend in Arta Sunny Hill Center hosted a 4-day peer training sessions on advocacy. At the end of these sessions, where the Association Nationale des Communes of Benin, chaired with the elected members of the Bureau of the Associations of the Collectivity and CLD, and the staff of the Permanent Secretariat, tools, mechanisms, formats, and informal strategy to be implemented for an outreach of the associations of Djibouti. A partnership agreement was signed between the two associations in the presence of the Minister of Delegate for Decentralization, His Excellency Qasim Harun Ali, who also closed the training sessions. The closing ceremony was attended by the Prefect of Arta, Hassan Dabel Ahmed, officials and members of the INCLD, Djibouti and Benin. During the fourth day of the event, the organizers made a great effort. The participants benefited from useful experience to reinforce the implementation of the decentralization policy initiated by the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh. For his part, the Minister of Decentralization, Minister Delegate in charge of Decentralization, Qasim Harun Ali, said that the training on advocacy and campaign design and execution media, Sunny Hill Center, Arta Monday, said it is a real pleasure and honor for me to be with you in this Sunny Hill Center in Arta to preside over the closing sessions of the peer training sessions on advocacy and media campaign designs and execution. During this 4-day training session, the INCLD benefited from a number of tools, techniques, and practices provided by the INCLD. I am delighted by this initiative, which forms part of the institutional capacity building and local of the authority, which is one of the priority of the decentralization leaflet, with a view to decentralization in order to achieve the objective is assigned to it by the Head of State, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. The triangular football tournament held from June to 10 to 17 in Mauritius was won last night by the Red Sea Shark in a match with Pakistan, won by 3-1. The tournament, which brought together 4 countries, Djibouti, Mauritius, Kenya, and Pakistan, so our national team take home the tournament trophy. The Shark, who returned home on Tuesday, were immediately congratulated by the Djiboutian Federation of Football and CAF Vice President Suleiman Hassawaberi, and he congratulated the national team on behalf of the members of the great football families, on behalf of our all compatriots, and on his own behalf. You have done an excellent job during this competition as players and technicians, as well as members of the staff. You have defended the national color with ardors and determination. It's my warmest congratulations on your sporting achievement, brought the Football Federation President in his message. Your performance did not come about by chance. He added, it is rather the fruit of continuous and repeated effort which have now found their culmination and reward. The tournament we have just won has enabled prepare well for our primary objectives, which is qualifications for the CHAN 2024 and 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Open days in the edges of the State Secretariat for Sport, the National Swimming Pool today organized an open day for Djiboutian women to encourage them to take part in aquatic sport while having fun. Alongside the Ministry of Female Staff Secretariat, Khadija Ibrahim also took part in this memorable day of conviviality and exchanges. The women were able to discover the benefit of aqua gym, a sport that is very much in vogue at the moment, taught by the pool's competent and qualified instructors. The initiative met with great enthusiasm among the participants, who expressed their gratitude to the pool's management for their warm welcomes and professionalism. The State Secretary for Sport Secretary General commented that this open day was an excellent opportunity for Djiboutian women to discover an innovative and enjoyable physical activities. We see this is a first step towards a more active and healthy life in the opportunity to take up such as activity. For the international scene, Sudan, a new 72-hour ceasefire new trust began on Sunday, June 18 in Sudan, following the previous day agreement between the camps of the two warring generals, while fighting intensified in Khartoum on Saturday, claiming new civilian casualties. The army and paramilitaries engaged in fratricidal conflict since April 15 agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire, according to Saudi and American mediator. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States announced the agreement of representative of the Sudanese Armed Forces and Rapid Support Forces to a ceasefire through Sudan for a period of 72 hours starting Sunday, said a statement from the Saudi Foreign Ministry. In addition to the halting all movement and attacks, the two sides agreed to allow the delivery of the humanitarian aid through Sudan. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.